Hello! Welcome to the podcast, There Is No Spoon. In this episode, we will try to answer an essential question. What do we carry with us as we approach the midpoint of life? Before diving into the midlife crisis itself and ways to navigate through it, we need to understand the broader context. Why does this crisis occur in the first place? What events trigger it? What can act as a catalyst? And most importantly, what baggage do we bring with us to this crossroads? Establishing this context is crucial for several reasons. First, it helps us grasp the complex emotional and psychological state, often described as a dark pool, in which the soul finds itself. While there are common developmental patterns, every individual's journey is unique, shaped by layers of experiences that create their own intricate narrative. Second, understanding the context provides practical insights into the resources an individual has at their disposal and the challenges they face. Knowing these factors is essential for overcoming the midlife crisis in a way that avoids further trauma or unresolved issues. For example, someone may have developed a rich social life but neglected their career or intimate relationships. Conversely, another person may have achieved financial stability and a strong sense of purpose through work, but struggled to find meaning in personal relationships or spiritual fulfillment. Recognizing one's strengths and weaknesses allows us to lean on the former while working on the latter. Here, I find a metaphor shared by a colleague particularly compelling. We can think of an individual as a conglomerate of multiple selves or roles, such as the researcher self, spouse self, and worker self, among others. Some of these identities might have been stuck in childhood due to neglect or specific circumstances. Midlife provides an excellent opportunity to rediscover these selves and bring them up to the biological age of the person. This process of growing up our inner selves can be a valuable goal for psychotherapy. A striking metaphor for midlife is that of a heavy backpack we've been filling throughout the first half of life. Over the years, we accumulate tasks, experiences, and unresolved issues. By the time we reach midlife, the weight becomes unbearable. The midlife crisis can be seen as an invitation to examine this backpack, discard what no longer serves us, and decide what must stay. When we think of why people seek therapy, the term childhood trauma often comes to mind. Thanks to Freud, the psychological community has placed significant emphasis on early life experiences and their lasting impact. While I've previously discussed how much childhood shapes adult personality, denying its influence altogether would be foolish. Donald Kelchard's book, The Inner World of Trauma, provides an excellent framework for understanding this concept. To illustrate, imagine a child experiencing a distressing event. They lack the tools to analyze it, seek professional help, or even comprehend what happened fully. Often, children internalize blame for circumstances beyond their control, such as a parental divorce. In some cases, these memories are repressed, which can be even more problematic. When similar situations arise in adulthood, individuals may react in ways shaped by outdated coping mechanisms from childhood. For example, a naturally social and trusting child who faced rejection in school might become socially withdrawn as an adult, unable to navigate interpersonal relationships effectively. James Hollis poignantly observed that the problem is not that we have complexes, but that these complexes have power over us. In essence, unresolved childhood events can cause parts of the psyche to become isolated and underdeveloped. When midlife arrives with its demand for soul integration, these child selves require careful and compassionate attention, as logical arguments often fail to address their needs. As children and teenagers, we all dream of the future. Some of these dreams come true, while others remain unfulfilled. A key component of the midlife transition is coming to terms with shattered dreams. Over time, we build our lives based on hopes and aspirations, explaining away failures with circumstantial excuses. But at some point, we confront the stark realization that our lives have diverged significantly from the plans we once had. James Hollis articulates this phenomenon beautifully. While we strive toward certain goals, life often takes us in unexpected directions. Ancient cultures personified this unpredictability as cosmic forces like Moira or Nemesis, concepts representing order and balance. Similarly, existential psychologist Irvin Yalom noted that people employ two primary defenses against life's harsh realities: the belief in personal exceptionalism and the faith in an ultimate rescuer. These defenses shield us for a time, but ultimately fail, leaving us vulnerable to the weight of unfulfilled aspirations. Another heavy component of our midlife baggage is guilt for past mistakes, failures, and shortcomings. Guilt arises from the discrepancy between our idealized selves, or society's expectations, and our reality. Coming to terms with this imperfection is a central task of adulthood. Existential guilt, as explored by Rollo May, adds another layer: the guilt of unfulfilled potential and missed opportunities. Every choice we make excludes countless others, creating a sense of loss for the paths not taken. At midlife, this awareness often becomes particularly acute. Entering deep relationships carries an inherent risk: the possibility of betrayal. Betrayal is especially painful because it involves those closest to us, partners, friends, or institutions we once trusted. Irvin Yalom's concept of an ultimate rescuer is relevant here. Many people unconsciously delegate responsibility for their well-being to others, whether parents, partners, or even ideological systems. When these systems fail, and they inevitably do, we are left to grapple with the pain of betrayal and the stark realization that no external entity can save us. The responsibility for our lives rests solely with us. Finally, we carry with us the ultimate givens of life: death, isolation, meaninglessness, and freedom. By midlife, most people have experienced the loss of a loved one, yet our culture often discourages deep reflection on mortality. These unresolved experiences add to the weight we bear, sometimes manifesting as ghosts of the past. Midlife offers an opportunity to confront these realities and integrate them into our understanding of life's journey. All these elements contribute to what we call the midlife crisis. Hollis describes this crisis as the profound pain caused by the gap between one's internal sense of self and the socialized persona. This dissonance often leads to panic and a loss of identity. People may find themselves asking, "Who am I?" They know the roles they play in society, as parent, partner, or colleague, but these roles only reflect how others see them, not who they truly are. Crossing the midpoint of life demands a reckoning. The old identity must die to make way for a new one. This transformation is what defines the journey through midlife. In future episodes, we will delve deeper into each of these elements, exploring how to navigate this challenging yet transformative period of life. This was the podcast, There Is No Spoon. Until next time.